gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here.
Good morning. Welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan, and it is my distinct honor and pleasure to serve this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where love lives here, just as we were singing about just a moment ago. It is so great to see you. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Neil. Hey, well, my love is sitting there on the sofa. He's already checked in too. Good morning. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Seth. Good morning. Come on in. As Neil said, log in, lean in, and love. So let us know where you're joining us from this morning. As you are coming into our love stream, let us know where it is that you are joining us from this morning. If you're joining us on Facebook, go ahead and start a watch party and let all the other folks in your life, your beloveds, know where you are and invite them to join you as we explore together this morning, as we spend time in holy community this morning with one another. Make sure that you're using those hashtags #WeAreCSL and #LoveLivesHere as you are checking in on Facebook. It is so great to see you. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Constance. Good morning, Shawnee. Good morning to all of the Ennisons. I know that you watch together as a family there in your living room, so great to see all four of you. It is such an honor and a blessing to have you with us this morning. So come on in. It is great to see you, and let's get started here with a little music from Jabel to celebrate and get us moving and grooving and dancing a little bit, shall we? So I invite you to get up off your sofa, set your coffee cup down for just a moment, and let's dance together. Here we go, Jabel.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So I've got Matt on the drums, and I know you know this, so let's celebrate, yeah? There is a light inside of your sister, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just thought I'd tell you there is a light inside of your brother, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just thought I'd tell you there is a love inside of your heart, and I don't know if you know there's a love that is so strong. Just thought I'd tell you there is a strength inside of your soul, and I don't know if you know there's a strength inside of your soul. Just thought I'd tell you there is a power inside celebrate, 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 celebrate. One more time. Celebrate, 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 celebrate. There is a light inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just thought I'd tell you there is a light inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. It's time to celebrate, 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 celebrate again, celebrate, 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 celebrate. There is a light inside of us all, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just time to celebrate. I'm gonna just slow it down a little bit here. I know you all love this song. We are one, we are one, we are all one in God. We are love, we are love, we are all the love of God. Beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me. We are whole, we are whole, we are all the wholeness of God. We are strength, we are strength, we are all the strength of God. Beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me. We are made, we are made, we are all made of God. We are one, we are one, we are all the one in God. We are, we are, we are, oh, we are, we are, we are.
Good morning. I'm Anita Nace, one of the practitioners, our CSL practitioners, and I invite you now to turn within and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And let's take a couple of slow, deep breaths. As we easily, effortlessly find that still point at the center and core of our being. It's that space and place in consciousness where I know God is, where I know God lives and moves and has its being as absolutely everyone and everything in the universe, seen and unseen. It's the one presence and power that's everywhere present, all the time, and fully present, right here, right now, in, through, and as me, and in, through, and as everyone, everywhere. And it's the power and presence of absolute, enduring, unconditional love. It is perfect peace that passes our human understanding. It's harmony and order, balance, piercing beauty, and unspeakable joy. It's that within us that sustains and maintains us perfectly, for we are whole, perfect, and complete. It is that which makes the stars to shine and the sun to rise and the moon to set, the tides to ebb and flow. It's the beat of our hearts and the breath that we take, and it's closer, closer than breathing. I know that this power and this presence is unlimited, unbounded. There is nothing to oppose it. And I know I'm one with it, complete and replete with every attribute of the divine. All those I've named, and so much more than my finite mind can even comprehend. And as I know I'm one with it, I know everyone within the sound of my voice is one with this power, this presence, this great heart of the universe that is the love energy that is our source, the very substance of our being, and our sufficiency, sufficient unto every need. We are inseparably one from it and inseparably one from each other. So it's in this awareness that I bless this morning's service. I know that everything is in divine right order, and that our hearts and our minds are open wide so that we are receptive and open to expanding our consciousness, open to a shift in consciousness. And I bless to everyone working behind the scenes. I bless the music ministry, and I bless Reverend Jeffrey this morning. I know that he is self-emptied and spirit-filled and fulfilled to overflowing. And it's from the overflow, from that fount of wisdom within us all that never runs dry. So I know that the words of his message today are uplifting, inspiring, and heal today, and transformation takes place. For all this, I am so grateful, and I simply allow this to be so, and together we affirm, and so it is.
This is Instrument of Peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, ever joy. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace. Oh, divine Master, source of light in all, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled or to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved and to be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of your peace, Lord. Make me an instrument of peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, Lord. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace.
Good morning. Thank you, Jabel. Beautiful. And thank you, Anita, for that beautiful invocation. I'm feeling loved up at the moment. It feels so good to be with all of you and looking at all the love coming in on, in the comment section there. Good morning, John and Lupe. Good morning, Denise and Earl, Tori, Samuel, and Patricia, Alex, Tomorrow, and Chester. Patty, hey, good to see you this morning, Patty. And Shawnee, Maria, Reverend Victoria. Frank, wake up. And Maria says, I'm almost awake. So there we go. And good morning, Michelle. It's so great to see all of you. Welcome again to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. It is such a joy to be with you this morning. And I want to start us off with this time, as we always do, starting off with our focus statement, shall we? So let's start with our focus statement. And again, I really want you to embody this. I really want this to inform you. I really want this to inform you, and this informs our lives. This informs how we live as a community together and what we do out in the world. And there is a fly in my house and it is bugging me. All right, that too is God informed. So I'm not going to be distracted by the fly, and I'm going to stay right here with you. How's that? Okay, unless of course it lands on me, in which case, I can't promise anything. So, all right. So let us say our focus statement together to help me focus as well. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Once again, we embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. So this year at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, we are working with the theme of 2020 Spiritual Vision. And this month, here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, we've been working with the theme of the Government of Eden, based on the book by the same title by Joel Goldsmith. And today we are going to be talking about lift your eyes. Lifting your eyes, lifting our eyes. Good morning, Amber. Great to see you. Lifting our eyes. So Psalm 121 starts off with, I lift my eyes to the mountains, from whence my help comes. And from whom does my help come but from God, the creator of heaven and earth? And God never sleeps and God never slumbers. So my foot never slips. I never falter. I never fail. For I am divinely guided and I am divinely guarded. And all of my needs are met. But I must look to the mountains. I must lift my eyes to the mountains. And in so doing, I am informed, I receive. I become awake and aware, as in Frank going, wake up. Good morning, Dottie, as in wake up. Right? I wake up to the high idea. I wake up to the high consciousness. I wake up to spirit. And I'm no longer looking at the world of form. I'm no longer looking at the world of effect and looking for answers in the world of effect, looking at answers in the world of mankind, looking at answers from the human perspective, from this limited perspective. Instead, when we lift our eyes, we are looking up and we are seeing rightly. We are seeing with a higher perspective, rather than focusing on what is out here. What may be tempting out here, tempting us, lead us not into temptation, but tempting us to believe in good and evil, tempting us to believe in duality, tempting us to believe in what Joel Goldsmith calls the carnal mind, that there is good, that there is evil, that there is bad, that there is good, that there is right, there is wrong, there is up, there is down. Tempting us to believe in the pairs of opposites, tempting us to believe in a power other than the divine, other than God, tempting us to believe that when we look out or when we look down. But when we look up, we lift our eyes, then we see rightly, we see justly, we see from that higher perspective, rather than looking here and being tempted. I was sitting with that line from the Lord's Prayer of lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And in sitting with that and working with that from the place of what Joel Goldsmith, as I mentioned, calls the carnal mind, which is that belief. It's the temptation to believe in two powers. So the temptation itself, lead us not into temptation. The temptation is to believe in two powers, to believe in a power other than God, and then deliver us from evil. In order to be delivered from evil, what we have to remember is that there is only one. There is only one power, one presence. There is nothing opposed to it. So if we are lead us not into temptation, if we are not being led into temptation, we're not being tempted to believe in two, and then we are delivered from evil because there is no evil. There is only the one power, only the one presence. And so that is what it is reminding us to do. But it takes looking at this phrase, this passage, if you will, from that higher perspective. It takes it from looking up. So you and I have the opportunity, as I've mentioned earlier this month, and I continue to share with you, if not us, who? If we are not willing to do the work, willing to do Spirit's work, work of the divine, if we are not willing to do that work, to change our lives, to change the life that we live, to change our experiences, if we are not willing to do the work, the spiritual work necessary, then who will? If we are looking out and we at the world of effect and we are seeing discord, we're seeing disharmony, we're seeing dis-ease. If you and I are not willing to look higher, to do the work and look higher, then who will? It is incumbent upon each of us to do our own individual spiritual work and have a demonstration within our lives of the spiritual laws, the spiritual principles that we teach, the spiritual laws and spiritual principles that we choose to live by. If we do that, it is up to us to do that. And in so doing, we demonstrate for ourselves, we inform ourselves, we bring Spirit into form because we are the vessels, the vehicles, the transparencies for the divine, that we are the fulfillment of the promise. If we do that ourselves, then we begin to experience life in a different way. We have a life surrendered, a life of love, a life of fullness, a life of wholeness. And we begin to do this for ourselves, then what happens then is this begins to ripple out, as we've talked about before. It ripples out into our family. It ripples out into our church community, our centered community. It ripples out into the world around us. It continues to ripple out and it has effect. It makes changes because we are seeing rightly. We are looking up. Einstein said a problem cannot be solved at the level of consciousness that created it. Therefore, it must be a higher level of consciousness in order to solve anything. That the answer to the question is already embedded within the question. The answer to the prayer is already embedded within the prayer itself. When we remember that it is a prayer of love, it is a prayer of unity, it is a prayer of wholeness, it is a prayer of oneness. When we first commune with the divine and then speak our word from there. So I know that Roxanne, good morning, Roxanne. I know that Roxanne loves it when we together as a community do a spiritual process right here in the middle of service. So we're going to do a spiritual process right here in the middle of service in just a moment. What I'd like for you to do first, before we move into the spiritual process, is I'd like for you to allow something just to come into your awareness that you may be experiencing some challenge with. Now, this could be seeing on TV the news of COVID cases rising. It could be the fear that we're seeing spread throughout around this. It could be seeing on the news as well the current administration being standoffish or not willing to allow the next administration access to very vital and important information. It could be any number of things that you're seeing. It could be very personal, that something has your attention, that perhaps it's your own finances or it's your own health or it's a relationship. So anything that has your attention, I invite you just to allow that to rise. Just to come into your awareness. You don't have to cogitate on it. You don't have to try and change it or anything. Just allow it to come into your awareness. Okay? You have that? All right. Yeah, good morning, Roxanne. You have that? Good. All right. So this is an open eye process. I'm not asking you to close your eyes. We don't want you to close your eyes today. We want you to keep your eyes open. All right? So as you have this awareness of this situation, whatever that situation is for you, personal, national, global, local, wherever it is, that situation, I want you to just shift your gaze down to the floor. Open your eyes and just shift your gaze down to the floor. With your awareness of the situation. And what are the thoughts that come to you about the situation? with your eyes cast down? What are the thoughts that come? And how are you feeling? What are the feelings associated with these thoughts? Perhaps there is a feeling of hopelessness. Perhaps there is a feeling of despair. Perhaps there is a feeling of, ugh, yuck, of discomfort. Perhaps these are the feelings that you're feeling as you have your eyes cast down. And the thoughts, the monkey mind running in your head about all the things that are wrong with this situation, all the troubles there are, trying to figure out and trying to shift things, and how laborious this is as we cast our eyes down. And then I want you to now shift and look straight out. Just look straight out. And as you are looking straight out, aware of the same situation, how do your thoughts shift? How do your feelings shift? And go ahead and write those in the comments if you like. How do your thoughts and feelings shift when you're looking straight out? Just looking straight out. How do they shift? Are they perhaps somewhat hopeful? Are they a little bit more discerning? How do your thoughts and feelings shift as you look straight out? Ken says they feel more expansive. They're neutral. Yes. Hey, Michelle Sloan, great to see you. They neutralize. They're neutral. Okay. So more expansive, more hopeful. They're more neutral, right? As you're looking straight out. Maria, I don't give as much worry to them if I move away from me, if I move away from them, right? They're more neutralized. They don't have as much, you're not experiencing as much worry or as much fear, as much doubt when you're looking at them face on, head on, right? Okay. So now what I like for you to do is, again, sense into it and then lift your eyes. Tilt your head slightly up so that your eyes are cast maybe where the wall meets the ceiling of the room that you're in. Just lift your eyes and place your eyes there, place your gaze there. And notice again how there is a shift within your body, how there is a shift in your feelings, how there is a shift in your thoughts. Yes, they become lighter, not at all heavy, more calm, more balanced, right? Okay, continue to lift your eyes higher and see. And don't crank your neck, because we all don't need to see Dr. Artie today and have a neck adjustment, okay? We don't need to go to the chiropractor, but just lift your eyes. Again, just keep your eyes at that line at the ceiling, perhaps. The ceiling, and where the wall and the ceiling and the room that you're seated meet. What are you feeling now? What are your thoughts now? And when you're ready, go ahead and type those into the comment section. Share what it is that you're feeling now. Frank sees possibilities. where perhaps just a few moments ago, we didn't see possibilities when we were looking down. Now we look up and we see possibilities. Amber says she feels supported and free. Letting it go. That there's a freedom, that there's a release that is happening. John says freedom. Shawnee says hopeful. There's a release, Francis says, sense of letting go. That there is a freedom that is happening. There is a sense of letting go that happens when we look up, right? And when we look up and we have that sense of letting go, we have that sense of freedom, that sense of releasing, if you will. I'm just continuing to look up because I'm enjoying it. That when we have that sense of release, right, then what we have done is we have removed from within our consciousness, we've removed within ourselves that which has been hindering us, that which has been keeping us weighted down, that's which we have been dragging around, and we've lifted up. And what we've done with that release is we've actually created a vacuum. We've created a vacuum, we've created a space, and what we know is that the universe moves instantaneously to fill that space. But what is it moving instantaneously to fill that space with? It is moving to fill that space with God, with spirit, with love, with joy, with possibility, with the infinite, the eternal. And so that is what is then, we have created a space by releasing, by lifting our eyes. We've created a space and we see rightly, and we've created a space, we've created a vacuum through which God moves into form here and now. And so therefore God informs. We look up to be informed. I-N, new word, form, inform, to be informed. Not just to be informed intellectually, but to bring the Spirit of God, to bring the life of God, to bring the love of God into form. We look up. We create the space. And then Spirit moves in, through, and as out into this physical space, out into this physical time. So regardless of whether we are thinking about politics or the government or the disease or the pandemic or any other thing, regardless of what we are seeing here in the world of effect, if we raise our eyes, we create that space through which Spirit moves, and Spirit can reveal itself through and as us, because that's the only place that Spirit can reveal itself, is through consciousness. It has to have something conscious of it in order to bring consciousness forward. So therefore, we are the only place. We are the place where God shows up, lives, moves, breathes, and has its being. We are the place. Each one of us. And the more that we lift our eyes to the mountains, the more we lift our eyes and create that space, then the greater the possibility, the greater the change agents that each one of us is, that we bring the love and the power and the presence of the one power into this physical plane, and therefore form must change. What we see out here must change, must be a reflection of what we see here, of what we see here. This then becomes the outpicturing, it becomes the form. So we look above form, as Joel Goldsmith says, we look above form to see God. And as Emma Curtis Hopkins says, when we look up, we are then informed. Two great, powerful mystics. Yes, Ken, it is great, isn't it? It's so accessible. It's just quick. You just like lift your eyes. Oh, I'm feeling crappy. I just lift my eyes. Oh, I'm getting sucked in. I'm getting tempted by what I'm seeing here in the world. I'm getting tempted to believe in two. I'm getting tempted to believe in duality. And so what I do, I just lift my eyes. I lift my eyes. So accessible. So easy. And it doesn't apply. You don't have to limit it just to situations. You can see it in people too. So also in Government of Eden, Goldsmith talks about seeing the I, the capital I, the I that I am I, right? I am, another is the name of God from Moses that Moses was given is I am that I am is the name of God. Who shall I say sent me? I am. Right? So the I am. So if we imagine, so we can look to the beloveds around us, look to our friends, look to our family. Start there. And look just slightly above their head. Just slightly above their head. Right here. Right? Look slightly above their head. And imagine, if you will, a cartoon bubble or a thought bubble or something of that nature just over their head. And it's an italicized I. It's an I. The letter I, a capital letter I. So when we look at our beloveds, when we see our beloveds, we just look above their head slightly and we see the I that each one is, waiting for our recognition. All we have to do is just look above, see the I right there, awaiting our recognition, awaiting the recognition of us saying, I see you. I see the I that you are. I see the truth of your being. I see that I above your head. And then we have the opportunity, as we practice that with those that we love, we have the opportunity then to begin practicing that with those that we see on TV that drive us crazy, with those that we see out into the world with whom, or those we see in the world with whom we're like, I don't think so, right? And then just look above their head. Because what we're doing is we're back to that looking down, or we're looking here, but we're not looking here, as we just practiced a moment ago. So now with those beloveds, with those folks that you're like, I believe in one power and one presence, but you, I don't know about that, right? So we have the opportunity then to look just above their head and see the I, the italicized I, right above their head, floating over their head. I go, I see you. I see the I that you are. I recognize the I that you are. Because when we do that, my friends, when we do that, my beloveds, when we look to the I that each one is, the beloved before us, no matter who they are or the level of their unskilled behavior, when we recognize the true nature of who they are, the I that they are, the I that we are, we recognize our oneness. And then first and foremost, we are set free. But on an even grander scale, we set them free. They too are free when we recognize the I that they are. So do not be tempted. Do not be tempted by that belief in duality. Do not be tempted by what our eyes see when they are cast down, when our eyes are moved here. Do not be tempted by that, but lift your eyes. This is what Emma Curtis Hopkins calls the high watch. It is to watch the height. It is to watch. It is to maintain this state of seeing rightly, of seeing higher, of seeing greater, of maintaining the high watch of watching. And in watching the mountaintops, in watching above people's heads, in watching higher, then life, as we experience it, is transformed. We transcend duality. We transmute the false beliefs into a greater reality if we but lift our eyes. So this week, I invite you to practice with me 10 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking of you today. 10 minutes a day. Just sit in contemplation. It can be in your home, it could be outside, wherever. Just sit with your eyes cast upward for 10 minutes in silence. Just, you are staring at the ceiling, right? Staring at the horizon, or that meeting place of the wall and the ceiling, staring right there. Or if you're sitting outside and you can see the mountains that surround Riverside, look to the mountaintops. Just lift your eyes and look to the mountaintops. If you can't see the mountains, look to the tops of the trees. Look to the highest point of the horizon that you can see. Look there and keep your eyes focused there. Lift your eyes. And in so doing, we come under the government of Eden. And so it is. So I invite you to join with me in consciousness. Let's come together in consciousness now, recognizing that there is just this one power. There is just this one presence. There is just this one love, that there can be nothing outside of this one love, for it brought forth through itself as itself all of creation. It comes to us from on high. It reigns from on high, both R-E-I-G-N and R-A-I-N-S. It reigns from on high. That it is the high, holy one that brought forth all of creation through itself as itself. That it is the one life, the one love, the one power that maintains and sustains its beloved creation. It's maintaining and sustaining itself. It withholds nothing. It withholds nothing. In the beginning, everything was already given. In the beginning, everything already was, is, and shall ever be. For there is only this one life, this one eternal presence, this one infinite power. And therefore I recognize that I am that I am. That the who of who I am is that italicized I that I picture above my head and above the heads of everyone I meet this day. Everyone I see, everyone I encounter this day. Recognizing the I am presence is the only presence, the only power. It is the one life living itself. And so I live, move, breathe, and have my being in it, and it as me. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of all of life, of all of creation, of everyone present here this day, that there is only the one power, only the one presence, only this one life, expressing itself fully and completely and beautifully. And so I speak my word here and now for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, and all of our members and friends, all of our family. This day I lift my eyes to the hills and I see rightly. This day I lift my eyes and I am free. I am expansive. I am hopeful. I am full of the promise. I lift my eyes and I release anything that has come before. I release any idea of separation, any idea of lack, any idea of otherness. I simply let them fall away. I release them because I lift my eyes and I see rightly. And I surrender and I open and I am filled. The vacuum within me that I have created, the vacuum within me is filled to overflowing, and spirit fulfills itself as my life, fulfills itself as life on the planet. It is fulfilling itself through me as me right here and right now. And this is what I know to be true for each one of us. Each one of us, we lift our eyes, we create the space. And we are the transparency for the power and the presence of the one life, making itself known here and now. So anything unlike this one life, anything unlike love, anything unlike joy, anything unlike peace, anything unlike the oneness, falls back into the nothingness from which it came, because there is nothing to sustain and maintain and support this falsity. Where truth is, God is. Where truth is, I am. And so I give thanks for this revelation today. I give thanks for the ability to look up and to see rightly. I give thanks for the willingness of each one here to do their spiritual work on behalf and in service to this planet that we call home, in service to the government of Eden, of heaven on earth. And I release this word now, knowing and assured of its fulfillment, because I am. I simply release, let it be, and so it is.
This is God is. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me as one. Where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free in and out and through me as one. For where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is my comfort there. Where I work, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me as me. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I speak and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Thank you, Jabel. So now we have a moment here to participate in the flow into the law of circulation. And I invite you to contribute consciously, as I always do. So we have a moment here to move into our time for conscious contributions. And of course, any time is a good time for conscious contributions, not just Sunday morning at 10:53, but any time is a good time for conscious contributions. That one of the easiest ways to contribute to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living is via text to give using your phone. Simply text 951-419-5858. Enter in the amount you wish to contribute there, and then hit send. It's just like texting a friend. Super easy. That's the easiest way to go about doing that. Another easy way is to go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the word contribute. Simply click on contribute and then fill out the information there. So easy. And like I said, you're not limited to contributing only on Sunday mornings at 9:54. You can contribute anytime during the week, all week long if you want to. What our conscious contributions do is they help us as the center, as this beloved community that we have created, continue to do our work out into the world. So we greatly appreciate your conscious contributions. Something else you can contribute to that really helps out the center and the physical plant of the center is to contribute to our Two or More Fund. You can also do that through text to give or on the website. And to do it on text to give, you simply go to that same number, type in the amount, and hit the word, and then type the word more after that. So $20 more. Remember, this is more. This is above and beyond your normal conscious contribution. It is more, so that goes into the Buildings and Grounds Fund that helps maintain our building, because our building is still there and it's still beautiful, but we still need to maintain it. All right, so that we have a building, we have a home to return to when we are able to do so. So those are the two ways of giving. And so let's go ahead and let's experience something wonderful, shall we? There we are.
All right, it's really easy. You should do it with us. And something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, this love inside, we can let it shine. Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.
All right, so just before we move over to our Beyond the Message on Zoom, and you can join us for our conversation Beyond the Message on Zoom by using the Zoom ID number 249-395-737, and the passcode is 92501. You see that scrolling on the bottom of your screen right now. Once again, the Zoom ID number is 249-395-737. Passcode 92501. So, but before we do that, just a few announcements to share with you. Today is the third in the series of the Riverside Interfaith Forums. We invite you to please join us. Last week was a phenomenal week. We had such a great panel sharing about the major tenets and misconceptions of their faith. Today, we have another fantastic panel of how my faith helps the individual view and make sense of suffering. So we are going to be hearing from Buddhists, from a Jewish rabbi, and a few somebody from the Baha'i faith, and a couple others. It's going to be awesome to hear about how their faith traditions helps the individual person view and make sense of suffering. So please join us for that at 3 o'clock. You do need to register. You must have a Zoom account, so you can register at the link that you see there on the screen if you have not registered already. But join us at 3 o'clock this afternoon for that. Then we have the Mana Project that is happening once again. I want to remind you that you are welcome to bring non-perishable food items to the center Monday through Thursday from 10 to 4. We are accepting turkeys through next week Saturday, so you can also bring those. Do keep in mind, though, that tomorrow the center office will be closed, so you can bring those to us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. All right, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, we'll be accepting those donations that you are bringing in. If you would rather not go grocery shopping, but you still want to contribute, then you can also contribute via text to give. Again, same phone number, the dollar amount, and then the word Thanksgiving after that. Or you can also go to the website and you can donate there. There's easy contribution buttons there for you to use for the Mana Project. And if you are in need of the Mana Project this year, or you know somebody, a family who is in need of the Mana Project this year, please give Trisha a call at the center or send her an email and let her know so that we can get you on the list or get them on the list. So there is that. And then finally, we ask you to send 15-second videos of you and your family, your gang, your crew, all your love, all your beloveds, getting together and wishing your CSL family, your Riverside CSL family, a happy holiday season. So that is a quick 15-second video. Email that to Michelle at website@riversidecsl.org by December 15th, and we will be sharing that video during our holiday service, which is going to be on Sunday, December 20th. I misspoke last week, said it was on the 22nd. It's not, it's the 20th, Sunday, December 20th. So please get those videos sent in to Michelle. All right, so repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, and I receive it because I lift my eyes and love lives here. Happy Sunday, beloved. See you on Zoom in just a few minutes. I love you. Peace and blessings.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. As God as our creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be a moment now. With every step I take, let this be our joyful vow to take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Happy Sunday. Thanks, Matt. See you all next week. Have a great week. Love